Also new at 10, why this man got life behind bars for a DWI. A life sentence for a 9th drunk driving conviction. The case has sparked a conversation across the country about DWI penalties.
So how tough is tough enough? News 13's Lizzie Mitri has more on what people here in New Mexico have to say about it.
Dean, like this Texas man, New Mexico has its share of drivers convicted over and over again for drinking, then getting behind the wheel. So we wanted to see what people here are saying about the penalty.
Life in prison, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Why would he get life in prison for that? Like, some people don't get life in prison for like murder sometimes.
It's ridiculous that he's getting sentenced for life for that.
Most are surprised about the news out of Texas this week. Reports of Donald Middleton sentenced to life in prison after being convicted for driving drunk for the 9th time.
To me, there was no question that we needed to do everything that we could to ensure that he wouldn't be on the roads driving with our friends, our families, and our kids.
Middleton crashed head-on into the car of a 16-year-old. The teen wasn't hurt, but the teen's dad supports the sentence.
For a habitual offender like this, he's proven that he cannot be rehabilitated, and he should spend the rest of his life in prison.
Here in New Mexico, 7 or more convictions come with a maximum of 3 years in prison. Take Lawrence Pine, for example.
It's not my first time either.
It ain't my first time either. I know how to be.
As he says, he has plenty of experience with DWI arrests. In December of last year, a judge gave him the maximum punishment for his 7th offense. The Corrections Department says he's expected to be released in October next year. But a new law next month will increase the penalty for an 8th DWI conviction.
We feel that it's progress.
It would mean up to 12 years in prison. Mothers Against Drunk Driving board member Bonnie Chavez says even with that change, there's still room to get tougher.
There shouldn't be any DWIs, and that's what the goal of MAD is.
The DWI Resource Center points out penalties alone are not enough. The center says treatment for alcoholism should be required during incarceration, along with constant sobriety checks upon release. Back to you.
All right, Lizzie, thank you. Prosecutors in Texas say after Middleton's crash, he ran into a convenience store and asked a clerk there to hide him. They say his blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit.